First of all, Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today I will be delivering an informative speech of the topic mental health, social isolation. I will be explaining about social isolation problems among those who suffers from mental health problems. Mental health is a common issue amongst teenagers nowadays. Many suffer from depression, anxiety, eating disorder, or post-traumatic stress disorder. But have you heard of social isolation? Social isolation or loneliness are one of the mental disorders that are rarely mentioned, but I think those who suffer from it need a lot of attention from the people too. Today I will explain more on the definition of social isolation, what are the factors that trigger social isolation, what are the effects of suffering from social isolation, and what is the solution and how can we as a community help them. So, what is the definition of social isolation? Social isolation is an effect of mental health issues due to exposure of community violence to an individual, be it mentally or physically. Those who suffer from social isolation will cut off contact with those who are close with them, such as their family, friends, colleagues, or even someone they love, such as their lovers. These days, social isolation or loneliness are more recognized as public health issues, yet it is still unknown to many. It usually happens due to very high pressure of stress. There is a lot of evidence that social isolation or loneliness increases risk of getting more health issues, and social connection reduces health problems such as early mortality. So, what are the factors that trigger social isolation? According to National Loneliness Survey in 2019, living alone or far from family increased the likelihood to become lonely, such as your family stays in KL and you stays alone in Kelantan for your studies, so you are much more likely to be suffering from loneliness or social isolation. Second one is the exposure to domestic or community violence, be it mentally or physically, may trigger the person to isolate themselves, like being bullied by your friends. The third one is long-term illness or disability, such as you have been suffering from cancer or such. And lastly is high pressure due to unemployment or transportation issues. What is the side effects of suffering from social isolation? According to meta-analytic data, it indicates that experiencing social isolation or loneliness increases risk of early death by 29% and 30% by living alone, increases risk of worsened depression, anxiety, or many more mental health problems, avoiding communication such as spend less or no time at all online, not answering calls, and running away from life responsibilities such as their studies or work for a period of time, depends on how worse the situation is, sometimes a week, 2 weeks, or even months. They also don't get excited on getting up every morning anymore and lose hope to live, as they feel like it is hard to be understood by people. It also increases risk of attempting suicide. What is the solution and how can we as a community help them? The first thing that we can do to help them is first pay attention to people around you. If they are isolating themselves, you can always ask for their well-being. And second one is let them take their time and do not push them to be okay so soon. And the third one is just be nice to them and try to understand them as much as you can. So there is these sayings that I want to share with you guys, which is, it is so common. It could be anyone. The trouble is, nobody wants to talk about it, and that makes everything worse. It is a quote by Ruby Wax on social isolation problems on us teenagers. In conclusion, each of us have our own struggles, but our tolerance to high pressure of stress is totally different. We never know what problems people were going through at the moment, whether it is violence, sexual abuse, bullied, broken family, or even death of their loved ones. Just be nice to everyone.